Welcome to the Poor Man's Gourmet Kitchen, where we share gourmet recipes at a low-budget wonder. Now check this out.
Here I've got the end of the fermentation in the primary stage ready to transfer into the secondary stage. Generally, you would use a siphon like this one here, attached to a hose that would transfer the wine into a secondary. But I like to take an extra step. Here I've got an empty, sanitized bucket, and I'm going to line it with a straining bag. Now all you have to do is pour the primary into the secondary. And technically, this isn't the secondary stage. It's an in-between that's designed to separate the pomace from the liquid, or the wine that we're trying to make. And this straining bag is one of the easiest and best ways to do it. And in the bottom of the primary bucket, you can harvest the yeast if you want to pitch it in the second batch of wine. But all you have to do now is carefully lift the straining bag out of the bucket and strain all of that fruit. And if you have a press, that would be really convenient at this point. Otherwise, you need to be real patient here and hand squeeze this bag for about 5 minutes and get every drop you can out of that leftover pomace. The more juice you squeeze, the more wine you'll have. So take this seriously and make sure your hands are sanitized before you do it. These bags are just made out of nylon, so you kind of want to be gentle about it. If you get too aggressive, you'll rip your bag. But this is what's left over. This is what makes the wine. If you watched part 1 of our winemaking series, you remember that we used both black and green seedless grapes along with some mandarin oranges. Now all you need is a clean carboy. And again, I just use a food grade sanitizer. And this is just a 1 gallon, but they come in several different sizes. You want to position your carboy lower than where you're siphoning from. That way gravity can work to your advantage. And always keep your wine covered until you're ready to work it. Now just take your siphon and the rubber hose, stick that down inside the carboy, and the siphon itself will go inside the bucket of wine. And these things are cheap and easy to use. Just one swift pump and you're rolling. We are now officially racking our wine from primary to secondary. Now I've never timed it before, but it only takes about 2 minutes to fill up a 1 gallon carboy. And I highly recommend purchasing a hose clip that can easily pinch off and stop the flow of the wine. I don't know why, but these siphons do not come with them. Now if you'll remember in the last video, we talked about airlocks. This one's going to be attached to a rubber stopper, or cork if you will, and that can just be shoved right on the top with a little bit of pressure. Make sure it's airtight. Now again, all you have to do is put this in a cool, dark place and let it rest until you're ready to rack again. Now you may have noticed I didn't rack all of the wine. That's because I made a few extra gallons to show you how you can use a fermenter as a secondary. And the great thing about using one of these is the design. You see, a wine only achieves its clarity over time. The settlement in the bottom of this bucket will appear again in the bottom of this carboy and in the fermenter. The difference is you have to rack the carboy several times to remove that settlement and clarify your wine. But the fermenter, you don't have to rack it at all. Once you've siphoned all the wine, just screw on the lid. And there is a rubber gasket in the lid, by the way. Helps keep it airtight. Now just add the airlock. If you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Now all you have to do is twist the union valve and catch the settlement. It's this design right here that makes it so ingenious. This little jar here catches all the settlement. You just switch out components when it's time to bottle. No racking necessary. And there you have it, the secondary stage of winemaking right here in the Poor Man's Gourmet Kitchen.
Thank you for watching, and be sure to stop by PoorMansGourmetKitchen.com for more recipes and exact ingredients.